and wiped away my tears. Not even in a million years can I ever repay you for what you've done for me. You were there when I felt that there was no place for me. You were there to show me how to truly believe in the miracle of creation, in the good and the bad. Oh, how I love you, Mom and Dad.
Bismillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's Nazir, the son of Nazir of the family Al-Mujaahid, one of the founders of OutstandingMuslimParents.com, and excited that you tuned in today to Outstanding Parents here at Huda TV, because I'm sure you understand that this is the zone where we encourage parents to become outstanding. I mean, who would do anything else and really accept that? Especially when you understand that average is nothing but the top of the bottom or the bottom of the top. And alhamdulillah, we've covered so many different topics, given so many different strategies, but there's one thing in particular that's very special, and it really has a lot of people anchored one way or the other, and that thing is music. Now, we're not going to talk about the hukum regarding music or anything like that. However, we will talk about the influence. I'm sure you'd agree that music does influence us one way or the other. But sometimes we need some type of an alternative, because children, you know, they're going to do what they're going to do. But us as parents, we have to become outstanding. We have to provide alternatives to what they're doing. We have to guide them in the right way, so they're not just changing their behavior again in front of us and then doing something else when they're away from us. Okay, I'm sure you already understand that. So with that being said, I remember when I was a teenager, when I was younger, and I used to say, you know, music doesn't influence us. You know, you have personal choice and so on and so forth. However, now, as I reflect on it, I see how deeply ingrained music was, not only in myself, my personal actions and behavior, but the culture in which I was raised. All right, not just intellectually singing a song. You really can't do that. It becomes part of your emotion, part of your fabric, part of the way you move and think, and so on and so forth. Right? But we need an alternative. Now, personally, Nasheed, there are a number of different, you know, Nasheed artists, but there are very few that really catch my attention. All right, really grasp what they have going on and really move me. But alhamdulillah, I had the opportunity to travel to an entirely different continent on the other side of the world to meet somebody from the same country I'm from. Well, alhamdulillah, studying to be a student of knowledge. And I want you to hear what Allah Ta'ala has blessed him with, and also talk about the background where you can see how Allah Ta'ala removed him from an environment of entertaining the kuffar and being amongst them, and removing that beautiful talent from that environment and putting it with us. All right, now halal. Well, alhamdulillah. So I'm going to get out of your way and my own way, because I want you to hear the same thing that I'm excited to hear right now, inshallah ta'ala. Welcome, Mr. Omar Abdullah Dubois.
While you on your busy schedule, full of amusement and play, just remember what your Lord is giving you. It's a book sent down to mankind, and it's clear as day, sent to open up your heart. Fall down on your face and pray. 17 times a day you say, guide us to the straight way. And we don't realize what we have in front of our face. No, read your Quran, read your Quran, read your Quran. Just don't let it collect us. No, read your Quran, read your Quran, read your Quran. It's a guidance for all of us. If you were raised up a Muslim, but now your heart's full of doubts, I've been there, you don't want to go that route. It's a path leading to destruction, and Shaitan is your enemy, and he's at his peak when it can send you astray. Fall down on your face and pray. 17 times a day you say, guide us to the straight way. And we don't realize what we have in front of our face. No, read your Quran, read your Quran, read your Quran. Just don't let it collect us. No, read your Quran, read your Quran, read your Quran. It's a guidance for all of us. Now ask yourself a question, are you the one who guides? Or insufficient is your intellect to guide mankind? So you decide what you want to do. Read your Quran, read your Quran, read your Quran. Just don't let it collect us. No, read your Quran, read your Quran, read your Quran. It's a guide, it's for all of us.
Alhamdulillah. The importance and the significance of hearing the message, feeling the flow and touching you, it's an amazing thing. Coming, you know, again, I'm not a music expert so far as producing or doing or singing, but listening, I used to be that type of expert. And alhamdulillah, please let us know some of your background, because I know some people that wonder, oh, wow, he should be signed, you know, as some type of artist and so on and so forth. And alhamdulillah, I think they'll be surprised pleasantly, though, about who you are, who you've become, and how they could actually reach out to you, inshallah ta'ala.
Alhamdulillah, bismillah. Well, I started singing early. At the age of my mom, I remember her saying that I was singing like around the age of 3. So throughout the years, I began playing instruments. You know, before I began playing instruments at the age of 16. 17 years I was playing, age of 16 I was playing piano. Then I started playing the guitar. Then I started playing harmonica. I was playing many different instruments. Then I ended up moving to LA because I had an opportunity to go to LA to play for a few record companies there. I played for Def Jam. I had meetings with Magic Johnson's record label at the time. Bunch of different record labels, Virgin at the time. And Def Jam ended up signing me. So I was with them for a few years, 2.5 years to be exact, I believe around that. And I cut a lot of songs with them, never came out as an artist in the public eye, alhamdulillah. Because if I had come out, I don't know where I would be right now, what I would be doing. And it was all with the plan of Allah that I didn't get signed. Because after that, after I got off of Def Jam, I think I went on about 13 meetings, brother, with major record companies. And for one reason or another, it just didn't work out. I didn't get signed a second time to a major company. But I was doing things independently and doing things on the internet to the point I have fans in Japan and the UK. As I was telling you, I had a T1 running through my apartment, a special internet connection to broadcast to the world. And then right before I was about to do this major project, this is when I embraced Islam. And then I put that project to the side because I just didn't feel comfortable anymore. And it took me some time to get away from what I was doing. It took me maybe a few years. But then finally I took that trip to Hajj, as me and you were talking about Hajj. And alhamdulillah, Allah gave me the strength that I needed to get away from certain environments and get away from doing certain things. And alhamdulillah, it's truly a mercy from Allah. Now I can sit and talk to people about my experiences and about my opinion on the as we were talking about, the influence of this music situation. It's a heavy thing, and people don't realize how heavy it is, you know.
Indeed. What I want to do is ask you really to talk about that influence, because of course you've been behind the scenes in the music industry, but when we're talking about youth, when we're talking about children, that are heavily involved in music, because that's just what the environment is. I mean, living in the West, music is a part of everything, from small Disney movies to toys and everything else.
Wow.
How do you see the influence of music in children in particular and in the Muslim life?
For example, I know people, young youth that are in Britain. They're imitating a lot of the rappers, and for instance, there's a brother that I know right now. He's Hafiz al-Quran, and now he's began to hang around the wrong crowd. He's listening to music, and he's starting to forget a lot of his Quran. There's a brother right here in Egypt, right now, right here in Egypt, another Hafiz al-Quran. This is another brother. He's Hafiz of Quran. Now he began to do some of the same things and starting to forget a lot of his Quran. So these are just some of the immediate things you start to see. It causes a person to be under such a heavy influence that you begin to behave in a certain manner that otherwise you wouldn't have behaved in that manner. There are people that have been known, for instance, to be aroused in a haram manner. You may have, there were singers like myself that would speak about love songs, and people many a time still ask me, why don't you make those songs that we used to see you make? Is really because now I understand, and before I understood, even before I became a Muslim, I knew the effects that it had as far as the things that it would excite women in certain ways.
Indeed. And before we go into depth regarding it, one thing I want to do, inshallah, is go into depth regarding that, in particular, how Muslim children and parents can be aware of it. But inshallah ta'ala, as soon as we come back from the break, we'll discuss it in a little bit more detail and get some actionable strategies, inshallah.
Inshallah.
All right? Perfect. So stay tuned. Right when we come back from the break, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite nasheed artists, and we're going to be giving some strategies to really empowering your children. So be right back.
Oh, how I love you, Mom and Dad.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Welcome to another live edition of Hada Tonight. This program provides some of the latest news and information from around the Muslim world, and also discussions about topics that are important for Muslim life.
Brothers and sisters, the Islamic perspective on divorce, it's an outlet which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made halal for any relationship that has gone sour or an abusive relationship. But this principle of divorce has its rules and has its procedures.
For our first news item for the news segment tonight, we're going to go to the United States, the state of Kansas, the Muslim community there in the United States, the state of Kansas. The city is Kansas City.
Is communication. In order to communicate, you have to make sure that exactly you tell or you told the other or the partner the real thing about yourself.
Tonight we're going to talk about, inshallah, Abdullah ibn Abbas. And what I wanted to start off with, we all know that he was very young when the Prophet ﷺ passed away. So let's start from the beginning, from his youth.
Time is very important and precious. Many of us in our youth and the Muslim Ummah doesn't know the value of time. And even if we think we know, sometimes we face difficulty and challenges understanding and managing your schedule on a daily basis.
Oh, how I love you, Mom and Dad.
Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and welcome back. Alhamdulillah. As you see, we are here today with Omar Abdullah Dubois, and he was sharing a bit of his background and really talking about a number of things to look out for. And that I always suggest that you really be careful as a parent, as one of your roles is that celebrity and that confidant and the coach. And when it comes to this area in particular, it's really that confidant, that one who helps our children read between the lines. And in this case, read really between the musical lines and find out that happy medium. Where are we at? How can we go if your child is already heavily involved in music and you want to get them off of that, you want to get them towards something better so they're not succumbing to their desires? Well, how can we get to that area where they can listen to a nasheed artist, where it can still touch their hearts? Or how can we raise them up when they're young to go ahead and like that and to sing about Allah Ta'ala and it be cool? Okay, because it's about that identity, right? So when a nasheed is cool, it feels good to them, they're not ashamed of it. It's not something old. But us as parents, it's always best to be proactive instead of reactive. So doing something in advance is better than doing it at the end. And you probably would recognize that as being an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. So I want to ask the brother, how can we focus on our little ones to begin with? How can we focus on our little ones to steer them more toward listening to a nasheed as opposed to getting caught up in the other world of music that leads down this dangerous path that I also want him to speak on? So please.
I think, Bismillah, one of the most practical things that can be done, and I think there needs to be a test. We need to test this and see how effective it is. But I gave this advice before. Even if you start out small, you start out, if you have someone that may be addicted to music, because music is very addictive. I remember a scholar mentioning music is more addictive than smoking, he was saying. And with this being said, if you just start out small, you take them and you introduce them, you get them used to hearing the Quran. You take 2 days where they try to put them in an environment that they don't hear any music. And you try to transform them by getting them addicted to hearing the Quran. And literally you play this throughout your home. You play some nasheed that you think is not just some nasheed that's just, because there are nasheeds also that are not talking about things that are beneficial for the heart. And that is the real essence of the nasheed, is to talk about something that will benefit the people. Even myself, I tend to reflect on this before I write a song. If it's not going to affect the people, if it's not going to be beneficial, then what is the point? So if you can play something beneficial for them to listen to and get them attached to the Quran step by step, starting 2 days at a time, and then maybe introduce it 3 days at a time, like this, step by step, because to remove it all the way is going to be very difficult. And it's like putting a person through withdrawal, So a step-by-step program, I think, would be very effective, because it has effects that people don't understand yet, And if we could expound on them more, but we don't have that much time.
Well, alhamdulillah, here's the deal. I know that when you talk about affecting people's hearts, it's not just like the song you did was read the Quran.
No.
I know you did a song on death that, it reminded me of my father and my brother, who were the only other 2 Muslims as part of my relative base that had taken in Shahada, that had become Muslims. So I would like for you, inshallah ta'ala, to share that, to sing that, to really reach out to more people so that they can see. And it's funny that you also mentioned about playing the Quran in the home and having it playing, because I also suggest to do it nightly, every single night in your home, even if it's through halaltunes.com, right online, to get them familiar with it, to build that affinity and closeness. So subhanallah, it's right on point. And please, share. Again, I can't hear enough about you or in the nasheed that you do, and I know the time is limited, but alhamdulillah, pay close attention, because this is a subject that approaches all of us and will affect all of us sooner than later.
Bismillah. We're just traveling in this life, letting all the moments pass us by, steady, always working 9 to 5 with no reflection. The moment you walk in your door, you turn on your TV to watch your sports or your favorite talk show or TV program to be programmed. And you have never thought about your purpose in life. how your wealth costs money will disappear in front of your very eyes. Reflect and prepare for your death, 'cause you don't know when the angel of death is gonna take your soul. Tell me what you're gonna do when it's all gone. Reflect and prepare for your death, 'cause you don't know when the angel of death is gonna take your soul. Tell me what you're gonna do when it's all gone. The best man to be in this life, like a traveler, nothing more, so it's wise to pack up your suitcase full of supplies. Get ready for the ride. Strive to pack it with good deeds. Pray fast, give to the needy, and recognize your Creator, for indeed there is only He. And believe Muhammad is his final prophet and messenger, and he, peace be upon him, was given the last revelation. Reflect and prepare for your death, 'cause you don't know when the angel of death is gonna take your soul. Tell me what you're gonna do when it's all gone. Reflect and prepare for your death, 'cause you don't know when the angel of death is gonna take your soul. Tell me what you're gonna do when it's all gone. What's all your status now? Death has come to you unannounced. It's time to return right back to the ground. And now you're all alone in the dirt. 3 questions of the grave will be heard. Who's your Lord? What is your way of life? And what do you know about Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam?
Alhamdulillah. We hope that today's episode really share with you the beautiful nasheed that we can have for our children, how we can wean them off of music or raise them up on nasheed with something so much better, and they could clearly see the talent that Allah Ta'ala has put in the brothers to really benefit this ummah. Make sure you go to outstandingmuslimparents.com/music to get more information on Omar, to hear his different nasheed, to get in contact and engage with him, and get some other resources from us. Again, time won't allow us to continue to go on, but go to the website. It's there 24 hours a day. Again, it's outstandingmuslimparents.com. We thank Omar for coming with us today. Jazakallahu khair. We look forward to you benefiting more people, and thank Allah Ta'ala for you, and continue to make dua for us and the whole team. I'm Nazir bin Nasib, signing off from Outstanding Muslim Parents and this Outstanding Parents episode. Again, remember that a wish changes nothing, but a decision changes everything. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My world was crumbling down, and you tried your best to shelter me from the coming of the storm. You opened my eyes to see that all hope was not gone. You held me in your arms and wiped away my tears. Not even in a million years can I ever repay you for what you've done for me. You were there when I felt that there was no place for me. You were there to show me how to truly believe in the miracle of creation, in the good and the bad.